again, right? Do y'all know the story of Moses? So you know the story of Moses? So in the story of Moses, pretty much the children of Israel were in Egypt and they were in slavery in Egypt, right? And Moses led them out of slavery in Egypt. Let my people go. You ever heard that phrase? Pharaoh, let my people go. That's from when Moses was trying to deliver the children of Egypt, the children of Israel out of Egypt, right? So now it's saying I'm gonna send you to Egypt again, but this time I'm gonna send you to Egypt with ships. All right, so the term Egypt is not only speaking about the landmass. The term Egypt actually means something. So what does the term Egypt mean?
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
All right, so you heard that. So what is it telling you that Egypt is synonymous with? Read it again. Pay attention. You gotta pay attention. Salakia, I'm gonna be honest with y'all gentlemen. Y'all will never learn anything more important than what you're learning right now. So try your best to pay attention. All right? Because the Lord sent him to y'all to bring you here for a reason. Now what you do with it after this point is merely up to y'all. But the Lord brought y'all here for a reason. Don't let it be for vanity. Go ahead, brother.
This is Exodus chapter 20, verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
So he's saying he broke them free of your curse. No, he's saying I brought you out of Egypt, but he's letting you know Egypt is known for something else. It's known for the house of bondage. So it's saying I brought you out of Egypt, out of the house of bondage, right? So to the land of Egypt, but then it tells you the out of the house of bondage. So Egypt is synonymous for bondage. So bondage is another term for what? Slavery, captivity, oppression, right? So if we read Deuteronomy 28 and 68 again, we're gonna replace that word this time with slavery. So listen to what it says when you replace the word with slavery, because that's what it's telling you.
Deuteronomy 28:68. And the Lord shall bring thee into slavery again with ships.
So, who went into slavery on ships? What people on Earth to this day, on this planet, went into slavery on ships? How did the so-called African American man make it to America? Do you know? You don't know how we got here?
Walking.
No, we couldn't walk from Africa. On ships. There you go.
Well, what do they call you? They call you African American.
So they brought you from the coast, the shores of Africa, to America in a ship, right? In a ship. So that's what the scripture is telling you. The scripture is telling you one of the curses will be that the children of Israel will go into slavery by the mechanism of ships, right? And that's how we got here, the mechanism of ships. As you look, you'll see. And they say you'll be sold to your enemies. Who are we sold to?
The white people.
All right, so it's calling the so-called white man our enemy, right? So as you can see, here's a picture here. You see all these different bodies here? These are literally African-American, so-called African-American men and women laying. There's hundreds of them laying. They were just laying there. They had them laying across the ships, right? This is another picture of our ancestors on slave ships on the way to wherever they had us on the way to, because they dropped us off on plenty of islands, right? So understand that everything that we go through to this day is found in this Bible. Look at Deuteronomy 28 and 56. I'll show you something else. So our captivity, us going into slavery, that's prophesied in the Bible for our people. This is how we understand who we are. Jeremiah 17 and 4.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, verse
28.
The book of Deuteronomy 28 and 56. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure.
55. 54.
Verse 55.
54.
Okay, verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother.
All right, so look, when we were growing up, when we were in the ancient days, whenever you saw another so-called black man or Hispanic man or Native American man, even if you didn't know him, you would greet him, you would speak to him, you say, hey brother, how you doing? The family all right? You okay? You able to pay your bills this month? Whatever it is, you was tender towards them. You were delicate towards them. It's saying from now on, when these curses hit you, your eye will be evil towards them. Now when you see a so-called Hispanic man, it's like, man, I don't like the message. I don't fool with the message. You know what I'm saying? Or when you see another African American brother, like, man, hoe ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where that comes from without us realizing it. Sometimes you don't even realize you go to a gas station and you see another brother and you looking at him and he looking at you, but y'all don't know each other and y'all don't know why. What's that reason for? That reason is prophesied in the Bible as a curse, that we'll hate each other. That's why we have so much black on black crime, so much black on Hispanic crime, Hispanic on black crime. When I was going to school, that was the biggest fights in high school, the Hispanics versus the blacks, all day long, right? That ain't nothing but a curse. All right, go ahead and finish that up. Yes.
His eye shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children which he shall leave.
Did you hear that? So it says that the man, his eye will be evil towards his wife, his bosom. That goes into domestic violence. Then the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. So
he'll leave his kids.
He'll leave his exactly.
He'll leave his kids a minute and he'll put his hands on his woman.
Exactly. So what race of people are known for growing up without their father?
Right.
You heard that, right? Shall leave, right? So that's pretty cut and clear.
When you look into the Aboriginals, Baba Kishar, if I can say this, when you look into the Aboriginals, it was a man that was reporting everything back, a white man that was Esau that was reporting everything back to the UK or whatever, to Britain, reporting and letting them know what's going on, how things are looking. And one of the reports said, yeah, they despise, it says that they regret having kids. You know, it's a burden for them to have kids. So what's happening? Because of the straits that they have us in, it pushes us into a place of, not having any natural affection. Their system puts us into a place where best thing to do, leave your kids, seem like, that's what their mind started to tell them, being outside this truth,
Whenever you're done, bring out the
All right, this is Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 4. And thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever.
Salakia. So what that is going into saying is, he said, you shall forget your heritage, which I gave you. So he gave us the heritage of being Israelites. Our heritage is the law, statutes, and commandments in this book. And it said we shall be discontinued from that. When you guys walked up, you both said you were African American, right? That's not our heritage. That's not found in the Bible, and that's not even real in the economy. That's not even a real name. It's not even a real thing. You understand what I'm saying? If you went to Europe and you said you were African American, I guarantee you they wouldn't know what the hell you were talking about. They'll say you're black. You understand what I'm saying? So that's like I said.
I get it now. It's because we black. They didn't know what to call us, so they call them, they African American.
Well, no, they knew what to call us. They knew what to call us. They don't want you to know what to call yourself. Understand that part.
They want us to just say, I'm black.
Exactly. They know who we are, but their strength lies in us not knowing who we are. Understand, when we know who we are, we can go back to our heritage, which is the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God, and we'll be able to return to our rulership. As long as we are hidden, knowing we don't know who we are, as long as we're asleep, they get to continue to thrive. You understand what I'm saying? When the elect seals, meaning when Israel wakes up, that's when we get back to the top, and they come back to the bottom where they're supposed to be. They were created to serve us. They weren't created for nothing else. 66.
Which is that verse that talks about making the tail.
Oh, you should be the head, not the tail. That's what I want to say that's 33. He gonna find it. He'll find it.
Keep going with this.
Yeah, go ahead and go with that. 66.
All right.
Bible stop.
Deuteronomy 28 and 66. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee. Thou shalt fear day and night, and shalt have none assurance of thy life.
So who do you know that no matter where you go, you gotta worry about getting killed by the police? You gotta worry about getting killed by another so-called black man. You gotta worry about getting killed by another so-called Hispanic man. Black and Hispanic. When Hispanics die, Hispanics actually get killed at a higher rate by the police than we do. They just don't televise it as much. And they don't have a Hispanic Lives Matters to for you to see. So, but they actually get killed more than we do at a higher rate.
My country's actually, if it's not in the top 3, is number 1 on the highest murder cap in the world.
So it's these curses are real. It's really going on. You understand what I'm saying? So in these last days, you find what, the one he was talking about.
Yeah, it's Deuteronomy 28 and 13.
13. I knew it was somewhere. Check this one out, and then after that, Deuteronomy 10 and 12.
All right, the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 13. And the Lord shall make thee the head and not the tail. And thou shalt be above only, and thou shalt not be beneath, if thou hearken unto the commandments of the Lord thy God, which I command thee this day,
That's gonna make your heart
to observe and to do them.
Which context were you reading?
That was the head. It's supposed to be the tail and
So that's what would happen if you were to follow the commandments.
Yeah, that's a blessing.
He'll make you the head and not the tail. Where's the?
That's what I say. It's got to be in the 30s. Let me ask y'all a question. How old are you? How old are you? 15. Y'all both very good ages, man, to come into this truth. Y'all know what color y'all think the one y'all call Jesus is? He's black. Yeah, that's a very good thing that you know that. So he ain't this man right here, ain't this pedophile right here, right?
He was never white.
So if you believe that, let me see you step on that.
I believe that.
If you believe that he's not a white man, step on that.
Yeah, it should be nothing to you.
Yeah, you got to face that. That's the first step of showing that you don't believe, because believe it or not, we've dealt with people that we used to have the horns on them, and we've dealt with people that walk by and they're like, oh, you can't do that, you can't do that, you can't do that.
But Jesus is black.
Exactly.
It says it in the Bible, doesn't
It
it?
it doesn't say he's black, but it gives the
They say,
indignation.
yeah,
It gives the indignation.
white person.
He's definitely a black man.
Yeah.
No question. No question.
So it's probably Deuteronomy 30 and 15.
30 and
15.
15.
Nah, because where did the curses start?
They started at
28.
28 and 15. 16. 28 and 16 is where they started.
Oh, so is it right?
So I think it's 32.
Nah, it's not.
Yeah,
15.
hold on.
So it says in Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 12. And now, Israel, what doeth the Lord require of thee? It says, what doeth the Lord thy God require of thee?
So what this is going into is, now that you know that you're Israel, right? What does the Lord require of you now that you know that you are Israelite? Because you're not gonna just waltz into the kingdom because you're Israel. You're not gonna just obtain power, authority, and dominion because you're Israel. The things that you have to do to get there. So what do we have to do in order to get there?
Follow his commandments.
But to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul.
So y'all know commandments? Where's the commandments?
Nothing I feel. There's some other ones. I was taught.
Let me get Leviticus 11 and 7, Baba Kashaf. Let me get Numbers 15. Baba Kashaf. We're going to give y'all some commandments.
11.
Yeah, Leviticus 11 and 7.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 11, verse 7. And the swine, though he divided the hoof and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud. He is unclean to you.
What is the swine? What is the swine?
Almost.
Swine is another name for pork or pig. So it's telling you, although he is cloven-footed, he cheweth not the cud, so he's unclean. Read on.
Of their flesh shall ye not eat, and
Okay.
their carcass,
What?
and their carcass shall ye not touch. They are unclean to you.
So it's telling you that you can't much touch the carcass of a pig, much less eat.
So that's when they say you cannot eat pork at all.
No, you can't eat pork at all.
You only like turkey.
Well, we can show you what all you can eat, but I'd rather show you what you can't eat than show you what you can eat. It's a lot longer of a list of what you can eat than what you can't eat. So remind and keep in your mind, no pork, no more. If it's bacon, it's got to be turkey bacon.
Yeah, that's
Ain't nothing wrong with turkey bacon. I love turkey bacon. All right, read on. Well, just jump down to 9.
These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters, whatsoever hath fins and scales in the waters, in the seas and in the rivers, them shall ye eat.
So it's telling you whatever has fins and scales in the water, you can eat. So what fish? Exactly. But what fish? Because every fish don't have fins and scales. What fish can you not eat, should I say? Take a guess. Take a wild guess, because us black folks love one certain kind of fish.
We love crawfish, though.
What kind of? That ain't got fins and scales, so we got to X that one out.
It's salmon.
Salmon got fins and scales, so you can eat that. What fish is it that we have at the fish fry? What kind of fish is it? Y'all have bass at y'all fish fries?
I don't know.
Well, there you go. Catfish don't have
Oh.
fins and scales. That's a
eat
bottom
that.
feeder, man. We can't eat it. Hey, man, I used to love me some catfish. I'm telling you, I did.
Pop it on.
Man, fillets this big, I used to smash on them. But it's unclean to us. We can't eat that. So no crawfish, no shrimp, no crabs, no oysters, no catfish. All right, so we keep those out of our mouth. We're going to be teaching you guys how to obtain salvation. After we give y'all a few commandments, if y'all got time, we're going to show y'all what salvation is and how you truly want to achieve that. All right, because it ain't what you've been taught. All right, bring that out, Baba Kushah.
All right, this is Numbers chapter 15, verse 37. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations, and that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue. And it shall be unto you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Lord and do them.